The incident happened at an amusement park. My mom took me there every weekend to play. We parked on the east side of the park, which was close to the rides. There were usually not many people, at most just a sparse sprinkling of families. On the day this happened, it was the same. "You look about the same age as my son," a man said. I ignored him. I was in line, waiting my turn to get on the swing. "Do you want to go play with him? He's over there," he said, then called out, "Shaji, Shaji!" But no one responded. The man awkwardly smiled at me. "He's probably playing hide and seek, and he's shy around pretty girls. Why don't you tell him your name?" he said. If I kept ignoring him, I'd seem impolite, so I decided to tell the boy my name. "My name is Shasha," I called. "Shaji, come out quickly." His behavior made me feel a bit strange, but what I was really worried about was that I couldn't see my mom. I thought this man could help me find her. "I can't find my mom," I told him nervously. "Oh, it's okay. Come with me. We'll look for her together," he said. There were a few adults around, but they were busy with their kids, so no one noticed me. "Maybe he went to the car to get my inhaler," I said, still nervous. Whenever I couldn't see my mom, I'd grow more and more anxious. The man looked calm and guided me toward the sidewalk on the other side of the park, the direction opposite from where my mom's car was parked. "Shasha, do you have asthma too?" he asked, sounding concerned. "I can't walk too far. We should go back, or my mom won't be able to find me later." He looked toward the west side of the park, where a path led to some run-down buildings. Then he said, "I work at a hospital. I have a cardiopulmonary machine in my car," and he pointed to an old van. I realized this was dangerous, so I told him I needed to find my mom first, but he gripped my hand tightly and said, "We have to get the inhaler first. Otherwise, when we find your mom and you need it, it'll be too late, right? Let's go." That made me very scared, but I obeyed without resisting. He led me to the back of his van, like a lamb being led to slaughter. He opened the rear doors, and inside were piles of medical supplies, bags of blood and some medicines. Why would he keep these things in his car? Then I saw a little boy lying behind the meds, looking very weak with an IV drip. I froze. His skin was pale, his eyes vacant, his condition poor. "What's wrong with him?" I whispered. Suddenly, he pushed me into the back of the van and clamped a cloth over my mouth. I felt dizzy at once. I didn't black out yet, but my body went limp. Then he laid me behind the boy. "Shaji used to play with other kids just like you, but now he can only be alone. I don't think that's fair, do you?" In his voice, I heard a trace of fear and despair. He tried to remove my clothes while fumbling for something in the pile of junk. Suddenly, I saw him pull out a surgical knife. I screamed. He was about to hurt me. But what happened next was even worse. "You need to stay awake. Don't struggle. That way things will go more smoothly," he said sternly. An accomplice found a syringe and stuck it into my arm. The liquid started flowing into my body. My hands and feet went numb. I was gasping, struggling, but he kept telling me to stay calm. "Shasha, your heartbeat is slowing down, but please believe me, it'll be okay soon." He reached for the surgical knife again and said, "Last year, when Shaji first got sick, I thought things would get better. They said he only needed a few transfusions for a good outcome. His heart would recover. Back then, I wasn't as despairing as I have now." As he spoke, he pressed the scalpel into my right shoulder. I don't know if he had given me anesthesia, but I could feel the pain, though I couldn't cry out. My body felt paralyzed, like a puppet at their mercy. "You need to stay awake. Don't struggle. That way things will go more smoothly," he said sternly. An accomplice found a syringe and stuck it into my arm. The liquid started flowing into my body. My hands and feet went numb. I was gasping, struggling, but he kept telling me to stay calm. "Shasha, your heartbeat is slowing down, but please believe me, it'll be okay soon." He reached for the surgical knife again and said, "Last year when Shaji first got sick, I thought things would get better. They said he only needed a few transfusions for a good outcome. His heart would recover. Back then, I wasn't as despairing as I am now." As he spoke, he pressed the scalpel into my right shoulder. Blood was running down my chest. My head was spinning. "I'm sorry I have to do this to you, Shasha. You're a good kid. If you want to blame someone, blame your mom for not watching over you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been brought here by me." The world went black. I could still hear and feel, but I could barely breathe. I knew I'd soon be gone. Then I heard a huge crash. It was my mom. She kept shouting angrily and hitting the man. Gradually, I began to regain some consciousness, but the man tried to fight back and hit my mom. But my mom had never been this furious before. She struck him without mercy, and he fell. Right before I passed out, I saw my mom calling for help. Because of this incident, I needed many stitches. An officer in the ER told us some information about the man. The officer had been chatting with other medical staff. He seems to have been fired last month, an off-shift surgeon. Yes, I remember his child was diagnosed, and shortly after that, he was dismissed. He's quite pitiful. He desperately wanted to save his child. To my surprise, the man fled before the rescue team arrived. We never saw him again, nor his sick child. Honestly, although he hurt me like this, I still hope his child is safe and can pull through, provided no one else gets hurt. After all these years, I still don't like going to that park alone. Since that incident, I've become more cautious and no longer chat with strangers so casually, especially when I'm alone.